All right, good afternoon. Welcome to TSK Pathways, extension of the Southern Collective. I'm Executive Director Don Burton here to put on a workshop with some dynamic speakers. In conjunction, actually, we partnered with Beckley Day Center. So I'm very appreciative of them, coming along and that's willing to, give us our insight on youth opioid prevention and just prevention period as far as when it comes to things that should steer kids out coming under the direction of danger. Also adults as well. So I'm glad, to have all of them here. We have, like I said, we have 5 speakers. The first is Sabrina Smythe, student of psychology, president of Embrace Your Voice, and definitely has trauma groups on Tuesdays at the Beckley Day Center, so she's a part of the Beckley Day Center as well, which we do, but she definitely adds a lot to it. So we're going to hear from her first, and then we'll go from there. So thank you.
I want to thank you for coming to be here. It may not have been your first choice, but we're glad you're here. And many might think, here we go, another lecture about drugs. But I'm going to start with something different, something human, something real. You deserve a life that doesn't revolve around pain, chaos, or escape. You deserve a future that feels bigger than your past. And you deserve to feel good without hurting yourself. I'm not here to scare you. I'm definitely not here to shame you. I'm here because I grew up in a home shaped by addiction. And I know what it does. Not just to the person using, but to the kids watching, to the teens trying to hold everything together, and families trying to survive. Today's not about fear. Today is about freedom. I grew up around drug addiction. I won't get into the details. I don't think you really need those. But I will tell you the truth. Addiction changes the atmosphere of a home. Not just a house, but the home. It changes the mood, the money, the relationships, and the trust. And it changes the way kids grow up. I became the watcher. I was the gatekeeper. I was the one who tried to stay small so the chaos didn't get worse. Some of you may know exactly what that's like. Growing up around addiction taught me things no kid should have to learn. How to read danger in silence. How to hide fear behind a smile. How to pretend everything is okay in school when everything at home is falling apart. But it also taught me something very powerful. Addiction doesn't start with a needle or a pill. It starts with the pain. It starts with the stress. And it starts with trying to escape something that just feels too big. And that's why prevention matters. Not because drugs are bad, but because you deserve better than what drugs take from you. Take a moment and think about the things you've been hearing. Stress, fear, responsibility, anxious because they're overwhelmed, trying to fit in, trying to numb something, trying not to feel, trying to feel something. They're trying to escape from something really heavy. They're curious. They may be hurting. Drugs don't start as a bad choice. They start as a coping strategy. But here's the truth. Coping strategies that numb you also steal from you. They steal from your focus, your motivation, your relationships, your future opportunities, and your sense of self. And for some people, like those in my family, they steal everything. An anagram to remember is dream. Drugs ruin everything around or about me. D-R-E-A-M. I want to talk about the science behind addiction. Just a small portion. Your brain is still developing until you're around 25 years old. And that means you learn fast, you adapt fast, you feel deeply, you're more sensitive to reward, and you're more sensitive to stress. And substances hit the developing brain harder. Drugs don't just make you feel good. They hijack the reward system. They teach your brain that the substance is the fastest way to feel relief. And once your brain learns that shortcut, it has a hard time unlearning. And here's the part that most people don't tell you. Addiction is not about willpower. It's about wiring. And the earlier you start using, the deeper that wiring goes. You want to take a moment to stand up and shake it off and breathe and stretch. Just to make sure that your nervous system keeps regulated, calm. Because we don't want anything to be stressful in this. So what actually happens and what actually prevents drug use? The research is clear. The strongest protective factors against drug use are connection, coping skills, and hope. Connection is having even one adult or friend who sees you, supports you, and listens without judgment. And that lowers your risk dramatically. I've seen many addicts in my life. I grew up with them. And I saw this as their coping mechanism. I saw this as their way to not have to feel. But when they didn't feel me either. And when you're this big, that makes a difference. And as you grow, you get more and more distant. And so when you grow up in that kind of trauma, it's hard to relate to other people. It's hard to find that one safe person. But if you can find one, it makes a difference. Stress is real. Anxiety is real. Trauma is real. But there are out there ways to cope. Movement, walking, running, dance, exercise, anything that gets your body moving, gets you going. Music, whether you're listening to it, playing an instrument, or singing, humming, music, art. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to paint a masterpiece. You take what you're feeling, and you put it on paper or canvas, just to get it out of your head. Talking to someone safe, finding that one safe person, whether it be a mentor, teacher, conversation would require. You write down what's in your head because it's for you, not anyone else. You can play sports, whichever ones you like and do. There are clubs. There's clubs in schools. There's clubs in the community. There's clubs in churches throughout. It's a matter of looking for it and finding it. Going therapy. Don't buy into the stigma because your classmates or coworkers or whomever don't have to know. It's about you, and it's a safe place for you to go to express what's going on with you. And even if you're under 18, you don't have to go in with a parent. You go in and you talk. It's about your autonomy. Faith and spirituality, whether it's in a church or in the middle of the woods or at the beach, feeling that presence of peace wherever it brings you peace. And also community. You can attend community events, whether it's a ball game or whatever, especially during the summer, there's so much going on. Just things in the community just to keep you busy, get involved, participate. When you believe you have a future worth protecting, you make different choices. I chose to walk a different path. And today, I'm proud to say that I am in school and learning to further myself finally, to be able to help. And that's what keeps me centered and keeps me going. But there's also boundaries. You get to say no. And no is a complete sentence. No explanations needed. No because. No, just no. You get to walk away. You have that right. You do not have to stand in that place that's hurting you. You can excuse yourself. And you also get to protect your peace by creating these boundaries, and you believe who you are. You believe in who you are, and you protect that. If addiction runs in your family, your brain may be vulnerable, but that doesn't mean that you're doomed. It means you're informed. Knowledge is power, and power is prevention. If you're in a home where addiction's present, I want you to hear this from someone who's been there. You are not invisible. You are not a problem. You are not responsible for fixing the adults or other adults in your life. You deserve peace. You deserve stability. You deserve a joy that doesn't come with conditions. And you deserve a future that feels bigger than your past. I'm standing here today not because my family was perfect, but because I chose a different path. And you can too.